Indiana at Purdue. Purdue is a 3-point favorite. Typically, when you see the home team be a 3-point favorite, this is kind of like Vegas telling us that they feel like it's a pretty even game because they typically give about 3 points to the home team in these games. They play for the Old Oaken Bucket. It's a bucket. Nice. So Derek, what are your thoughts on the bucket?
Does anyone know the historical relevance of why they play for an Old Oaken Bucket?
Established in 1925.
I don't even know what they play for.
Derek's got nothing for you.
I have
nothing.
Like, I don't know. I've got nothing on this one.
Even our history minor doesn't have anything on this one. What do you think, Eric? You're watching on podcast. Eric has assumed the Purdue Ohio State
This
helmet.
is what a trophy should look like, not a bucket. Come on, man. Okay, how about this? How about they play for Buckethead? Remember Buckethead when he tried to replace Slash on the old Guns N' Roses? And they put a chicken bucket, turn around and put that on top of his head. There you go. Let's get Colonel Sanders' original chicken bucket and play for that thing. That would be more relevant than this bucket thing. I don't know, man. That's terrible. Give me a break. Get out of here. It's dumb.
There is a lot of history on this that Wikipedia has, but it's a lot to try and read during the show. So if you want history on the Oaken Bucket, go to Wikipedia, my most trusted source.
I just glanced at it and it did not look very interesting.
What's a Hoosier, by the way?
Hey, my dog's name was Hoosier because we found him in Indiana.
Is it a Hoosier someone who lives in Indiana? That's literally the definition.
Yeah, it is. All my in-laws are Hoosiers, so they take great pride in their.
How about we do this here, because we can come up with something better. Who's the guy who sang "Free Fallin'"?
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty. Ain't he from Indiana? Wasn't Tom Petty from Indiana? Maybe they can.
Let's see if Wikipedia has it. Tom.
Maybe they can play for Tom Petty's old guitar. How about that? That would be cool.
No, Gainesville, Florida. It says.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
That's his birthplace, though.
How about John Cougar Mellencamp? He's from Indiana. Yeah.
John Cougar.
I'm making you do some research.
Oh, it's okay. Seymour, Indiana. Yes.
There you go. John Cougar Mellencamp. Play for one of his guitars. Make that your trophy, Indiana. There you go.
Just put a guitar up there.
Big
on top of the trophy.
Big old guitar. Can't you see guys going to get the guitar and having no idea how to play it and act like they're playing it?
Yeah. Detman agrees with you. It was Tom Petty. So that must have just been his birthplace. Maybe he moved to Indiana and was there. And then Larry Daniels, he was suggesting it before we even got to it. So if I wasn't doing all that research, we could have actually listened to the audience who knows things better than we do. Eric, Indiana, Purdue, pretty much two of the three or maybe even the two worst teams in the Big Ten this season. What are your thoughts going into this game?
I actually think Purdue has got a pretty good future ahead of them. I think they got the right head coach. If you followed recruiting, he's doing a heck of a job recruiting. Indiana, on the other hand,
Tom Allen is going to make a very good defensive coordinator.
I can't even listen to the guy talk when he does his press. I think we've done a really good job this week. I mean, he's lost his voice so bad. He's got terrible. I feel bad for him. I think he's a good guy. I do. I think I think he did a good job for a while, but I think this is his swan song next year, guys. I'm going to say Purdue wins this game. Boilers by 1 billion. There you go, Dylan. I'm here for it, buddy.
Give it to Dylan. Derek, what do you think?
So, I agree with Eric. I think that Purdue has a roster capable of being better than what they've shown this year. And they were a good program last year, obviously, going to the Big Ten championship game. And they lost some of the key players from that team, and they lost their head coach, who very well could end up being the AP Coach of the Year this year, right? So, but they've got talent. They've got some talented players on their roster. They can play pretty hard. They're a decent team. Indiana, I think that it's just one of those years for Indiana where they're not that good of a football team right now. And I don't feel like they have the same potential talent on that roster like what Purdue has. And I think maybe not by a billion, but I'll go Purdue 21-14.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. Purdue, obviously the injuries are not helping. I think that they do have a talented roster. I just think that they don't have the depth. And obviously the O-line being impacted as much as they have been this season. If you lose we saw it with Boston College last year, right? When you start losing your O-line and you're going deep into that, that's a bad recipe for everybody on your team. Hudson Card, I don't know if he's playing this week. I heard that he can, but he's still might not. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think Indiana is tired of losing to Purdue and stuff like that. Things didn't go the way they wanted last year, and I think that Tom Allen has got this team to play up here and there. And I do think this is going to be Tom Allen's last song. I think that he's probably going to be fired, but I think he gets fired after the win. I think Indiana's going to win this one, 27-24. Brendan Sorsby
still get fired? That's harsh.
Well, when you stink, you stink.
So what you're saying is he'll be walking out going, "Well, I'm free, free falling." There you go. See?
He'll get a note in the mail from USC saying, "Hey, we just fired Alex Grinch. Will you come here and be our defensive coordinator?"
That would be a huge upgrade, dude.
Right. To go from Indiana's coach to USC.